Okay, so hello and welcome to this Python pygame tutorial video, I guess. I don't really know how far I'm gonna get in this. There's probably gonna be more than one video, but I'm just gonna start off with like setup, displaying window, images. Yeah. So anyway, I've already created a new project. So now I'm just gonna left click right here, new my Python file. I'm just gonna call this main. Cool, and now I'm just gonna add my configuration Python. Just gonna name it main again, select my script path, and it is right there. Okay, that all looks good, and we'll click OK. Now I'm gonna start with saying import pygame. Okay, so in case you've noticed, there's so basically the pygame. I guess I should probably explain what pygame is first. So basically, pygame is like this module, and it's used for, I don't know, game development, and you can use it for like drawing shapes, displaying windows, like making games. That's why it's called pygame. And so basically, this is a library that needs to be imported or installed. So there's a couple different ways. Yeah, so there's a couple different ways you can install this. So I'm just gonna go up to file, and I'm in the PyCharm IDE. It might be a little different for whatever you have, but just gonna go to file, settings, and my computer's gonna load, and then I'm gonna go to underneath project. You can go to interpreter. So right now these are your like libraries that you have installed, and I have pip and setup tools. And then so up here you're gonna wanna plus, and then just search for packages, pygame, Python game development. Yep, that's what we want. Install package. It might take a little bit. Says it's installing. Hopefully it actually installs. I'm just gonna pause this for a second while this is installing. Okay, so I just got my message down here that package pygame has installed successfully. So I'm just gonna click out of all this stuff and say okay. And so now you can see that it just has this underline under it right now because it's not being used. So what you can also do is, if that doesn't work, you can go to the Python console, and I believe it's pip install pygame. No, it's probably not that. Okay, it is pip install pygame, but for some reason I was in the Python console instead of the terminal. So you can just type in pip install pygame and give it a second. Okay, and so since I already have it installed, it says requirement already satisfied, but if you don't have it installed, then this will also install it for you. Okay, so now that we have everything set up and we have pygame installed, I'm gonna start with creating my game window. And so how you can do that is, I'm just gonna initialize a variable called screen, and basically you have to set it to pygame.display.setMode. And if you just saw, so you have to give it, there we go. So you have to give it a width and a height. So I'm just gonna do 800 by 600. Okay, and then to basically to initialize pygame, you have to say pygame.init, and what that does is, oh shoot, I've been doing Java, my bad. And basically what that does is it initializes pygame. And then what you can also do is, underneath this, how there's this pygame.display.setMode, what you can say is pygame.display.setCaption. And what this does is it just sets like the title for the caption. So I'm just gonna say, I'll just call it game for now, if I can spell it correctly. Okay, so I'm just gonna press play right now. And give it a second. And yeah, there we go. If you just saw it, it came up really quickly, and there was my window, and it displayed game. Well, I mean, that's kind of great, but we're gonna want to have our display up for probably longer than that. So you're gonna want to create a while loop, and so I'm just gonna say game running, or that's too long. I'll just call it running, and I'm just for now gonna set it equal to true. And again, I've been doing Java, and so basically what I want to say is while running. So like while that window is running, I'm gonna then say for event in pygame dot for event in pygame dot event dot get. And what this does is it basically just gets, it literally just gets like all the events. So like that like X on the corner of your screen when your screen's displayed, what we can say for that is if event dot type, because I don't know why I'm literally explaining every single thing, but I think you know what type and events are. So anyway, we'll say equals pygame dot quit, and that needs to be all caps, I believe. We can just say pygame dot quit and then quit. And then should run this and see if it works, and if not, it's because I need to update this. Yep. So there we go. If we can't, so basically while running, it is always running, it is always true, for now at least. And yeah, so if we exit that mark, it quits. Awesome. So we've displayed a screen in pygame. Yeah, I don't know. That's cool, I guess, if you're into that kind of stuff. But anyway, we can display other things than just shapes, or than just a screen. So we can, I'm just gonna go over how we can display shapes in pygame. So I'm just gonna start with I'm just gonna create some tuples to hold some RGB values. So just gonna say red. I'm just gonna do red, blue, and then I'm gonna do green. And I'm just creating these into variables because it's just a lot easier, and these are all things that I'm probably gonna be using multiple times. Okay, so now I want to display my shape. So there's I'll just start with a line, and I'm gonna say pygame dot draw and then dot line. And so we're gonna give it the surface that we're displaying. Yeah, it came up right here. The surface that we're displaying it on, which in our case is gonna be screen. And then I'm gonna give it a color, and I'm just gonna give it red. And then, so for the line, you need to give it, it asks where you're gonna draw it, and then you wanna say, the two coordinate pairs that you wanna draw the line between. So I'm just gonna do 100, 200, and then, I don't know, I'm just giving it values that I know are gonna be on the screen. Okay. Then we'll run it. Oh no, our line doesn't show up. That's because we're not updating this display. I should probably put it after that. Okay, let's try and see now. There we go. And now our line is showing up right there. So basically, you have to update your display. Pygame doesn't automatically know that they need to add our fun little line right here we just drew. Okay, so you're like, okay, lines are cool. What else can we do? Well, I'm glad you asked that hypothetical question. We can do pygame.draw. We can do a rectangle. And we can do, again, we pass it in our screen. Our color, let's do green this time. And then we need to give it, where, what color, we already gave it where, what color, and then it asks for, we need to give it a top right X value and a Y, followed by the width and the height. And after all this one, I just realized I have not explained how the coordinate system in Pygame works, and that could be helpful. So I'm going to draw this shape, and then I'm just going to explain that real quick. Boom, there's our rectangle. Did I mean to do that red? No, I did not mean to do that red. That's supposed to be green. Let's put this at blue and see what happens. Yep, there we go. Oh, I put the wrong RGB for green. That would be why that happened. Okay. So, oh yeah, so just gonna open this up real quick. In case you didn't realize this or know this already, the coordinate system in Pygame works a little bit different than in a typical graph. So basically, in a normal graph, you have like your Y value, you have your X value, and as you go up, your Y value increases, and as you go down, your Y value decreases, and then for your X, as you go to the right, increases, left, decreases. Well, Pygame works a little bit different than that. So in the top left corner, we start out at the value 0, 0. So while our X coordinates still work the same for minus and plus, but our Y coordinates do not. So our Y coordinate, as you go up, it is actually decreasing, and as you go down, it is increasing. So yeah, hopefully that was a little bit helpful. I don't know, I'll run this again. I don't know if maybe that'll make a little more sense there. So we can draw other shapes, we can also draw a circle, and it's just pygame.draw.circle, and we're going to give it a screen, and this time I'll actually make it green. And then for the circle, we're going to say what to already said what to draw, what color, the center point of the circle, and the radius. And then if we want, we can add in a width, which I think I might do. We'll just do 150, 150. And sure, a width of 150 sounds great. Is that giving an object not callable? Yeah, that's because I forgot mine. Oh, there we go. I feel like that parentheses are off. Oh, there's our large green circle. Awesome. Okay. So yeah, we just had our circle. Pretty cool. Yep. So you can draw lots of different shapes. You can go into the documentation and look at all those shapes. Yep, they're pretty cool. But right now, real quickly before this dies, hopefully this doesn't die, or the screen recorder, I'm gonna File Explorer, and I'm gonna show you how to display an image. Okay, so I'm just gonna find something I already have downloaded here. Hopefully I have something. Come on. Yep, okay. There we go. I'm just gonna have my image right in there. Okay, so how you can display an image is you can say, I'm just gonna name this a duck, and then I'm just gonna create this into a variable, and I'm gonna say